Hey folks, welcome to Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. Today I'm going to teach you how to save tomato seeds. Man, I really love a good tomato. As the season starts to wind down, you start thinking about the favorite varieties that you find, and you think, man, I'd like to grow this again. It's pretty easy actually. I want to show you how to save seeds. Unfortunately, this is my favorite variety this year, but I say unfortunately because I can't save the seeds of this variety. When you save seeds, you want to save seeds from open-pollinated varieties or what we call heirloom varieties. An heirloom is just an open-pollinated variety that has a story behind it or a history behind it. It's been stabilized. It's a repeat producer. It will give you every single time the same result. If I grow this hybrid edox, I'll get tomato plants, and it might be fun to find out what I get. But it's going to give me something different, more than likely something different than what this tomato is. It's going to regress back to its parent varieties. So I won't be saving seeds from these, but I have some heirlooms that I am going to save seeds from. Let's go inside and I'll show you. Here, I have these 3 tiny little tomatoes that I received from David the Good. These are Everglades tomatoes, and David received these from a friend because they grow well in hot climates. Everglades tomato is known to grow and bush out and crawl all over the ground, and well, I need some of these. They're delicious. I ate most of them, but I saved 3. Now there's some seeds in here. You want to get a very ripe tomato, one that is fullest ripeness you can get it. Even if it's a little bit mushy, those seeds are going to be the ones you want. So let me show you how to do this. It's really easy. I'm going to take a knife and just cut these open. Just a little bit. And you see all that juice right there? That seed mass? That's what we want. I'm going to put it in a little jar. All those seeds and all that jelly. That's a lot of seeds in there, so we're going to do well here. Alright. Don't waste it. You can eat that part. That's a good tomato. Now on tomatoes, these seeds are surrounded by this gel. And this gel is a sprouting inhibitor. And the function of this gel is to keep the seed from sprouting while in the fruit. You sometimes see that happens. And it keeps the seed preserved and unsprouted until nature takes its course and ferments that coating off of there, and then the following year those seeds can come up. But we're gonna ferment that gel off of here ourselves and speed this process up. It'll take about 4 or 5 days. There we go. There's our seeds. Alright, now all we're gonna do is add some water. Let me get some filtered water. Just gonna cover this with water. And I'm going to let that sit for 5 days. And after 5 days, what's going to happen is we'll come and stir it around. There'll be mold on the top of it. But that gel coat will be slowly disintegrated by the water and natural fermentation. And once this is done, we'll come back. I'll show you what to do then. Let's do another tomato. There we go. Now look at the gel. This gel coat around all these seeds, that's what we want to get out of there. So I'm just going to squeeze some of this out. Let me show you. Just kind of squeeze that out of there. Oh yeah. All that mass right there has seeds in it. Now we want to try to get the big chunks of pulp out, but that's not always possible. There we go. Squeeze those seeds out. There's not many seeds in this Brandywine. It's very meaty. This is what is thought to be the original strain of Brandywine tomato. It's called Suddath's strain, S-U-D-D-A-T-H. And I don't remember where I got the seed for it, but we're going to save some so that we don't have to order the seeds every year. Alright, so I'll take this and get the big chunks of meat out of there if I can. You don't really have to. I see there's some seeds in there. We're going to put this in a jar of water, and again we're going to let this ferment. We're going to let it set. Let's see if I can get this in there on camera. There we go.
yeah, things are coming along just fine. We've got the seeds in water fermenting and got a little mold on top. That's okay.
Okay, it's been about 6 days, and you can see now, I think you can see, that the seeds have separated from the seed inhibiting gel. So we're going to strain these out. Here's the other one. This is the Everglades tomato, and you can see that there's mold on top. Don't worry about that. Just skim it off. Carefully skim that mold off the top and discard that. All the viable seeds will be on the bottom. Any seeds that float to the top, probably don't want to keep those. Then just dump your seed juice in a very fine sieve, and there you go. There's your seeds. I'm going to just rinse them off. Give them a good rinse to get the rest of that scum out of there. If you've got a little bit of debris in there or a little bit of that juice, you can just gently kind of work them around with your finger. But I don't think we need to do that. Okay. Get all the moisture off there I can. Now I'm just going to turn them out onto a paper plate. Just like that. Got every single one of them. Now some people put them on a paper towel, but they tend to stick to paper towel. So what I'm going to do is just use a paper towel to wick up some of that water. So we're just going to kind of press them down. See how they stick to the paper towel? That's okay. We'll scrape them right back off. Pretty much every single one of them came off, didn't it? That's a pretty good amount of seeds from those 2 tiny little tomatoes, huh? You want to distribute these on your plate where they're not in big clumps, if possible. And so I'll come in and try to break up these clumps here and spread them out a bit. And very sticky at the moment. You can wait a little while until they start to dry out and come back and kind of rub them together in your fingers and separate them. But they are kind of sticky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these sit out here and dry a little bit and then come separate these larger clumps. And you can see there's none of that gel left on there. They're nice and clean. Alright, you always want to label what you have. I'm just going to repeat the process with this other tomato here. Just pour the seeds out, and you can see in this one we have a lot more pulp still left in there because we had a lot of little bits and pieces. So I'm going to see if we can just rinse it on through. There we go. All but one, and that one is right there. And again, we'll just let these dry out for a few days until they're nice and dry and there's no moisture left. And then we'll store them in a seed-saving packet. You can buy the brown paper plain packets, or you can store them in a Ziploc baggie, put them in a cool, dark place, and that's what we'll do next. Once they're dry, you gather them up and put them in a piece of paper or a plastic bag, and they'll store for quite a while. Well, there we go. Saving seeds. It's actually really easy, and I think you can do it too. If you found an heirloom variety that you just can't live without next year, why not try saving some seeds and picking those best plants that grew in your garden will help you to get varieties that are, over time, more stable in your environment, more adapted to your environment. It's all about hardening those strains, those cultivars to your environment by picking the best plants, and you can do it. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.